working on getting another video ready, and we're finally getting to the fun stuff on the 2022 show truck build of the Ram single cab. Getting the bags on, as you saw in the video right before this. We got the front and rear bags on, the mounts on, and almost got rid of everything on the first load of powder coat. And it's looking pretty good. But we're getting to the fun stuff now, the stuff that takes a lot of hours and it's not really any fun to record, but I can kind of explain it to you. But let's take a look at it. All right, so we got the front bag mount on. As you saw, we got the lower on now and the axle mount. We went ahead and drilled the axles for the bracket. So the way these brackets work, they don't really come with any instructions, so you pretty much figure it out. So you got to drill a hole in here, and the bottom bracket will actually bolt to this. But you need to assemble it all on the truck first like we did. That way when you put the axle under it, you just drop your top hat down, run your bolt in, good to go. So the lower bag mount bolts are already tight. And as soon as we get this axle back from paint, we will be ready to go. But she's coming together. Got both sides in the front done and the rear. They weren't really too fun. It really wasn't the highlight of my life, but the only thing I would say about the rear ones is you're not really going to be able to see much of it, so you're not really going to know the truck's bagged in the rear until I drop it or something like that. We've also got to work on our brake lines. I do not want to run factory brake lines because of how much travel we're going to have. This kit will go anywhere from 2 inches below stock height to 10 inches of lift. So if you raise it all the way up to 10, you will destroy those factory brake lines. So I'm probably gonna do stainless braided brake lines. I've got to measure all the fittings and get everything ordered. But this is the main thing I wanted to talk about. So if you're familiar with Air Ride, you know what airlift is. They make arguably one of the best air management systems. I've already showed that this is gonna be the kit that we're using. It's got height sensors and everything. But kind of wanted to go over the harness. They have a really nice harness. We're about to start wiring it, plumbing it, running all the airlines. We're gonna go ahead and have everything plumbed and ready. You can see they give you plenty of airline. We're gonna have everything plumbed and ready for when the axles get back. That way we can just slide the axles under, start putting the 4-link on, and within no time we'll be able to extend the bags and play with it a little bit. But wanted to go ahead and get it going. One thing I like about the airlift kit is this doodad right here. Let me see, I might have to open it off camera. I'm not that good. So it actually comes with a little touchscreen remote that's really nice. I don't know if it's actually touchscreen, but it's a really nice little remote to control the air pressures. And it's got a bunch of settings where you can set the height or you can drop it. You can let all the air out, go all the way up. You can preset it. It's a really nice kit. But got that. We got our harness we got to run. Here's your compressor hot. Let's see. Actually, yeah, that's your compressor hot. Here's your constant hot and your relay. All your height sensor pigtails. And then your main harness plug. Compressor. I believe this is just an ignition wire. But I haven't really looked at the wiring schematics. I'm just guessing off of knowledge of messing with this stuff. But this will be one of the first trucks we've done with a nice air ride kit. This is the first air ride kit that we've done. And obviously I wanted to try it on my own truck before I start doing it for customers. But coming together. We'll be probably installing, wiring that, and plumbing that in this video. We'll show you where we're gonna mount the bracket. The machine shop has got our air tank bracket done. Excuse the mess. We're gonna be running these flow tanks. They are billet tanks. I really like them. The mounts are billet and everything. They're about the nicest tank you can buy. And they got the little releases in them. But gotta order another one of those once we get our air tank bracket in. It should be in this video. I believe they're bringing it over today or tomorrow. So by the time this video's out, I will have videos of the air tank bracket being mounted, installed, and probably just test fit. It probably won't be back from powder in this video because it's raw right now. So we're gonna test it, cut it, adjust it, and then we're gonna send it off to powder. But it's coming together. But let's get to work. So we're under the 5th gen, and I just finished plumbing all of the bags. Got all our airlines right here. And we got them all ran through the frame. It's kind of hard to see under here, but all the airlines are ran through the frame, really clean. Can't see any of them. We use like factory style zip ties with like a little push end on them right here. That way it would all just look factory and super clean and OCD. But we got all our airlines ran. We're about to mount our air ride controller. We did cut off the bottom part of this bracket, painted it, cleaned it up, grinded it smooth. We're gonna mount our air ride controller on top of this. It's a little bit of a hard spot to get into, but it's the best place I've seen for it, and it's really out of the way and hidden. If I ever have to work on it and or change the module, it'll be kind of a pain, but that's just kind of part of making an install really clean. You kind of just hide it all. So we're gonna mount it up on top of here. Gonna take our little air controller box. I'm about to put it up there and mark my holes, drill them, mount it, then plumb all 4 of our bags. We did wrap all the airline in kind of like a braided loom, if you can see it right there, just so it looked cleaner. And we're pretty happy with how the lines are ran and how everything's going to be mounted. There's a better view at the rear airbag kit. Like I said, you don't get to see much of it, but it is pretty at least. But yeah, we're going to mount the air ride controller on top of this bracket. This used to be where your spare tire reel, I guess you would call it, was mounted. And we took that off, pulled that out, knocked the rest of the spare tire holder off, because we're never going to be able to use that, and made a bunch of room for this air tank. But the tanks should sit about right here in this area. Hopefully we'll get the bracket fabbed up this week, and we're gonna go ahead and mount this controller. So try not to judge us too much by the mess, but as you already know, air ride kit's mounted. We did start mounting some rock lights. We've got 3 up here on the lower intercooler shroud. We've done this on some other trucks. It's just plastic, so it doesn't hurt it to drill it and mount them there. And it shines right on the front axle, so that's a pretty good placement in my opinion, and it doesn't really hurt anything. So I try not to drill metal unless we have to. But on the interior, we did get most of the airlift wired. I've got the controller ran in here and just plugged up. I'm not sure where I'm going to mount it yet. I kind of thought about putting it in the center console somewhere to where I slid this back and here it was, or mounting it up on the windshield somewhere. I know of some people mounting them up here on your strip, your tent strip, kind of where you can keep an eye on it in case one of your bags busts and you could see that it's low on air. But not sure on that yet. This is the new parts we just got in. If you've seen these size of boxes before, you probably know what's in it. We've been waiting on these for a while. It's kind of one of the parts that we had to complain about when the truck came in, where they shorted us what we were supposed to have, but we'll unbox those here in a second. But we've mainly just been messing with the air ride and mounting rock lights. Nothing too interesting. As you saw in that time lapse earlier, we got all the fender wells ready. They're all pre-drilled, ready to be painted. We will be painting the fender wells white. I finally talked myself into it. So we went ahead and pre-drilled all of the rock light holes. That way we weren't drilling into paint and potentially cracking and or flaking it. So all of our front rock lights are mounted. We're going to do 3 in each fender well. We're going to use some smaller ones for the front. I like to use Shadow Reapers made by Infinite Off-Road for most of my rock lights. But I wanted some smaller ones for the fender well on this truck because I want them to be hidden. So I had a set of Auroras laying around. We're going to throw in the fender wells. They're a pretty good brand too. I prefer Infinite Off-Road, but the Auroras ain't bad. But got our airline ran. As you can see, we covered our airline in like a nice braided wire loom and ran it all the way back. Tried to hide it from any heat and run it with the factory harnesses. You can't even really see it, but that turned out good. But let's go play with what's in the box. That's what I'm excited to do. So another cool thing that we've got going, we got our nice headlights and stuff. In the front, it did not have factory LED fogs, as I had mentioned. That was killing me, so I went and got these bad boys from Dodge, ordered the whole kit. It really wasn't that expensive. The brackets, the bezels, and everything to convert the truck to factory LED fogs was only like $350, which is a lot of money, but at the same time, the headlights or the fog lights are pretty high quality, even though we should have already had them again, but it is what it is. Here's our brackets, and the bezels are already at paint. So pretty good buy on that one. On eBay, I was finding just one light for $400 a piece, but I actually went to Dodge on those, and everything was like $350. So I'll take that all day long, especially, I mean, if you went to buy an aftermarket setup, I mean, you'd spend at least $300 for probably just the lights, and then it probably wouldn't fit like factory. So I went ahead and just pulled the trigger and paid for it. But we're gonna get these installed. Gonna try and get the front end together in this video. That'll probably wrap up the video, but yeah, let's start the time lapse of us putting the front end together. Okay guys, we got the whole front clip back on the truck, everything but the front bumper. Pretty happy with the Overkill Fab grill. Overkill Fab, I believe they're out of Texas, don't hold me to it, made this grill. And all the lines and the gap is pretty even. And nothing touches paint, so it's not gonna chip. So I'm really happy with how that lined up and how the headlights fit. Everything looks near factory as far as body lines, but it all looks great. Love it. You have to check on that. But all of it looks good. Got everything on the front that we can right now. Some of the front bumper pieces aren't back yet. And I think we're gonna wait until this thing's on the ground to put the front bumper on, just so we don't chip it and or chip any of the color matching. And decide whether or not we're gonna run a front bumper spacer. That way we don't chip our freshly painted valence with some big old wide wheels and tires. But that is it. Also wanted to show you guys the tires that came in for this thing. And I know a lot of people aren't gonna be a fan of it. I love the look. So this is actually a 35 1550 26 Venom RT. There's only about 3 companies that make this size. This is my favorite one in that size Fury also makes this size. I'm not a fan of the tire though, but this was the best company available for this size. I had a set of these tires on my last truck, and they actually rode pretty good considering the sizes. But we're gonna be running a set of 2616 JTX Forge. They should be in the next week or two. We got a custom powdered set, custom cut, but should look pretty good. We're gonna be running the 2616s with 3-inch spacers, like I did on my last truck. Some people like the look, some people don't. Don't matter, not your truck. But yeah, pretty happy with how it's turning out. Let's go ahead and turn the headlights on and show you all the functions and show you the light up grill. So we have the grill wired into ignition, so anytime the key is on, the grill will be on. And then we're gonna turn our headlights on, which will also turn our cab lights and stuff on. So here's the Morimoto headlights. They have 3 projectors on each side, and they are insanely bright. It is by far the brightest set of headlights I've ever seen. The wall behind me on the other side of the shop, the lights are shining on it right now, and that's probably 80 feet from me. But the grill looks good. It's not as bright as I thought it'd be, but it's kind of more of a subtle accent, so I'm pretty happy with it. But it turned out really good. There's the cab lights on. I think you've already seen the cab lights in the last video though. But another cool thing, we also got our hood badges. Check them out. I did white, chrome. This used to be, where it said heavy duty, used to be red, and I kind of wanted to do it teal, but I decided not to because I don't want any teal on the body. But let's go look. Another thing I wanted to show you is the caution feature. So it'll kind of show you what the turn signals are going to look like. But no, it's not showing the turn signals. Hold on, it's just showing the flashers. Let's do a turn signal. So the turn signals are actually sequential, which is one of the many reasons you pay so much for these. So if you'll notice, it starts from left to right in kind of a sequence. That's called a sequential turn signal, and they are switchbacks. Actually, that board does not come on unless it's turn signal, so I guess it's not a switchback. But really, really high quality product that Morimoto makes. This is how it'll look without the turn signal on, driving down the road. That is not high beam either, and they are still insanely bright. So happy to have those, and we should be getting our front bumper together not too long from now, but like I said, we're gonna wait on putting it on. But yeah, turn all this back off so we don't kill the battery. Well, huge thank you to everyone that watches the videos and subscribes and likes and throws a comment. If there's anything that we haven't done on the truck and you'd like to see on the truck, comment it. We'll consider doing it. But most of the air ride is hooked up, a lot of the color matching's done, and a lot of the rock lights are on. So it doesn't seem like much, but this stuff takes a long time. It took about 5 weeks to get the headlights, which is not bad turnaround for built headlights, especially ordering them, building them, and shipping them. Huge shout out to Gold Standard Lighting out of Texas for doing those. They are literally perfect. They look great. He did the badges also. We did all the rest of the color matching on the truck, but I'll let him do the badges. But our mirrors should be in a couple days from when this video releases. So it'll have mirrors on in the next video. We did change the mirror turn signal lenses also. They're gonna be white. So it'll be all white running line LEDs. But it's coming together. Thanks for watching.